Hello my crafty peeps, I'm Cheyenne from ecdesignstudios.com. Welcome to my channel. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. If you have any questions Stampin' Up related, feel free to contact me. I would love to help you out and answer your questions, and if you need a demonstrator, then I would love to help you out with that and be your demonstrator. Alright, we are going to be doing a quick, fun, easy little card. Not much to it. We're going to be using the Builder Birdcage stamp set. I love this. I have a soft spot in my heart for things that are like Victorian and steampunk, and what says both like a birdcage will. So we're going to be using, let's see, this birdcage here, and you can like mix and match the bigger pieces if you want. There's a lot of different ways that you can use this. You can add in the little perch, there's different chains that you can add, little hanging beads if you want to, the stand, and of course the cute little lovebirds. Aren't they just so precious? And the hi there, that's perfect, because I kind of feel like if I'm going to be sending a card with a birdcage on it, I'm probably just going to want to be like, hey, what's up? Alright, so on to the rest of the stuff that we're going to need. We will need our basic black archival or the Memento ink, whatever you have. I have both. I chose the basic black. Doesn't make too much of a difference. I also pulled out some markers because we're going to be doing a fun background technique. So I have let's see, So Saffron, Flirty Flamingo, and Calypso Coral. You could use your markers, you can use your re-inkers. It's your choice how you're going to want to actually do the background technique. I'm just going to show you how to do it with the markers. You're going to need a stamp block, an acrylic block, or a Ziploc bag. That'll work too if you don't happen to have any blocks. I like the blocks. My personal preference, the Ziploc, you can do some fun stuff with it. So, I mean, it's neither way is right or wrong. Alright, I'm also using one of the Whisper White note cards with envelopes that you can get from the annual catalog, and they are going to have some new products in the new annual catalog June 1st, and I will hopefully be showcasing those to you soon. I'm really excited. Alright, so these are, I believe they're let me just, hold on, 3.5 by 5. So when this is all folded up, it's giving you a card that's 3.5 by 5. A2 is 4.25 by 5.5. This is the smallest size that you can legally send through the mail. And I like that, you know, this was already, it was pre-cut, it was pre-fold or scored. All I had to do was fold it over and it's done. The envelope is here. You can decorate this, put it in, and then send it off, and it's not an intimidating size either. It's very, very simple to use. If you're just starting out with card making, this would be a good product for you to go ahead and purchase. I believe it's 25 of them for the price, and I think that is a pretty wonderful deal. Alright, so now I'm going to set that aside for a little bit. I'm going to be using the fine tip glue pen. We're actually not going to do a whole lot of adhering to this project. In fact, the adhering that we do, you don't have to do. So you can totally make this more of a single layer card, and it'll be fine. But if you do want to do the adhering and play along at home, you're going to need one of the lace doilies and a piece of vellum and the Bitty Butterfly Punch. I love butterflies too. Butterflies, birds, like we're all good. We're all good here. Okay, so let us go ahead and bring back in our card. Now I'm going to go ahead and unfold it, and I also want to go ahead and get some painter's tape and tape off the top of this because I don't want it going over. I'm not really concerned that it's going to, but just in case. So let me grab that. Okay, I have my painter's tape, and I'm also going to go ahead and find my silicone mat. Here we go. Whenever I'm working with like watercoloring and stuff like that, I do like to work on a silicone mat. I find it just to be a lot easier on the cleanup, and the painter's tape doesn't stick to it as much. Alright, so determine which side you want to be your front. And then I'm going to go ahead and tape this bad boy down. This is also going to help me not to get a little too cray-cray going all up in here. And we'll just go ahead and do that. You don't have to do the two, I just in case things slip. Just in case. Okay. So now let's go ahead and take our block or your Ziploc bag, and we are just going to kind of start putting color onto our block. You're just going to color it on. Nothing too fancy here. I just want a nice little wash of color along the back. And now, I also forgot to mention, you're going to need some water. Actually, I just want water. That one actually has pearl in it. So just water. Kind of move this over to the side. Actually, I should probably get a paper towel. When working with water and paper towels are probably a good thing. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, so you can actually see it a little bit better now. Going to give it a little sprays. Just because I want to get that moving just a little bit. You could totally do this with re-inkers. You're going to get a more vibrant effect with this. This is going to be really pastel. So now I'm just going to pop it over, and I'm going to decide where I'm gonna want it and just kind of squish it in. Do you see all that wonderful, lovely stuff happening there? No, you don't, because my hands are in the way. You can't see it. But it's fun. It's kind of like remember serendipity squares? It's kind of like that. So look at that. That's just gorgeous, and that's a gorgeous background, and this is what you do to clean up. Ta-da! All done. Isn't that wonderful? Alright, and now I'm going to get my heat tool. Actually, I have this little tool here, and I was just wanting to experiment with it. This is a Tim Holtz Distress something or other, and I just was curious as to whether or not it would work with the Stampin' Up system. So let's see here, because that would be pretty awesome. This is from my pre-Stampin' Up days, so if I can use this, that would be pretty awesome. So this is what you do. You take the brush tip and you put it on, and it's supposed to just like put off little spots of color. Oh, it works! It works! Oh my god, this is awesome. I am so glad I did this, and I'm also so glad that I put that extra little bit there, because this is kind of, it's going places. It's going places. Let me show you. Look at that. Look at that. It's so much fun. Alright, let's use, that was the Calypso Coral that I just used. Let's get some of that Flirty Flamingo going. So all you do, you just pop it through, you line it up, and I'm pretty sure, like, depending on where you do it, it's going to be how much of a splatter you got. I don't know, I didn't get a chance to, did you see that? To play around with this too much before I decided Stampin' Up was what I was going to do. And, oh, this is fun. Well, this is going to be a new fun tool that I'm going to have in my arsenal now. I know that, you shouldn't be showing too much non-Stampin' Up stuff, but you know what? Life is great and varied, and Stampin' Up does so many wonderful products, and if I can find something that allows me to use the Stampin' Up products in a new way and inspire me and everyone else, then you know what? I'm doing it. Oh, that's so much fun. Okay. I'm glad I only brought out 3 colors, otherwise that could have gotten a little hairy there. Look at that! That is awesome. Wipe up the back here, clean off any of that extra bits. Oh, that's exciting. I'm so excited about that. So, gorgeous, gorgeous. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take my heat tool, because I'm still feeling that this is a little bit wet. I'm going to go ahead and dry it up a little bit. Okay, now we have our piece. It is all dried. It is splattered. I am still just like in awe over that. Like, that is just, my mind is blown a little bit. All right, now before we do anything else on this, I do want to show you, this is what we're going to end up adhering onto our card. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? So let me show you how I did this. All right, first step, take your piece of vellum and you're going to go ahead and use your bitty butterfly punch, and you're going to punch out a vellum butterfly. And again, this is all optional. You don't have to do this. And now I've got like just a little scrap piece of the lace doily from the Occasions catalog. And now you just kind of, you go around and you find a nice little piece, something fun, and then you just stamp up. And it does do a fairly good job of kind of maintaining its shape. And when you put it on the vellum piece, then it really starts to come to life. Now these have two sides to them, so there's a very vanilla side and there's a whisper white side. You choose which side you do. On the one that I'm going to use in my sample, because it's already dry, it's the very vanilla side. But I'm going to go ahead and adhere this one with the whisper white side, just because I think that how it popped out, it's a lot more graphic. So, all right, let's zoom in. Okay, it's what I'm wanting to do with it. Okay, so fine tip glue pen. Still don't know why they call it a pen. I don't feel like I'm using a pen right now. So I'm just going to tap on some of the fine tip glue, and then I'm going to just kind of center it over. It will line up with the vellum butterfly because you use the same punch for it. So there we go. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? And then I put a acrylic block over top of it to really make sure it's going to adhere down. So let's move on to the rest of the stamping. When you're using your fine tip glue, make sure you're putting the cap back on in between, because it really doesn't take long for it to dry up, and then you've got an entire bottle that you can't use. All right, basic black, archival basic black, and let's start to put together some bird cages. Oh, actually, I'm going to start out with the top here. So I've got the top of the big bird cage. Get that good and inked up. There we go. And I'm going to have it be right about there. Stamp it down. Don't rock it too much. And there we go. We've got the top. And then I've got my Stampin' Mist and Stampin' Scrub off to the side here. There we go. So I can go ahead and clean my stamps as I go, so I can continue to use the same block. Alright, so there's the bottom. And get that good and inked up as well. Photopolymer stamps are wonderful. I'm actually going to try to do this without getting my head in the way, but I can make no guarantees of that. There we go. Look straight through at an angle because I'm filming. But at home, when you're able to like really look straight down through, go ahead and look straight down through. You could also, if you have the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig, use that. I do have the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig, but I'm not using it for some reason. But if you're very concerned about placement and whether or not you're going to throw your acrylic blocks, then by all means use the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig. Alright, now I'm going to get this cute little bird cage here, and we're going to kind of pop you up like right there. There we go. So cute. Do you think I'm going to have to look into getting some sort of pad or something for my photopolymers, because I'm noticing lately that they're just not quite stamping as perfectly as I'd like them to. Alright, now I've got the high there. I'm going to go ahead and do that in basic black too. Because again, I'm wanting this to be a fairly simple card. I'm just going to pop that right there. There we go. Now, I do have to say that I did take my inspiration a little bit from the, I believe it was the catalog. Let me just double check some of this real quick. Yeah, a little bit from the catalog. So there was their inspiration piece. So I just love the whole like watercolor look and like the colors of it. So I went ahead and did that. Ish. My version of it. And then we added that whole Tim Holtz tool to it. Alright, so go ahead and... Alright, when you're taking off masking tape, from any project really, you want to come down so it makes a corner, and that's how you're pulling it off. Alright, this is a secret taught to me by my art teachers. My art teachers were pretty wonderful. Ancient Chinese secret. I have no idea if it is or not. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's just how we do it there in the art world. All right, now since this was wet and heat tooled and all of that, it might be a little warped. Before you send it off, you could absolutely go ahead and put an acrylic block over it overnight, and that'll help with it to pop back down. All right, but in the meantime, we need to get our little butterfly. And I always kind of take my butterflies and fold them in half and kind of like bend down the wings a little bit. And then I'm going to take some more of that fine tip glue pen. And I'm going to want the little guy to be like kind of right over here. So I'm going to go ahead and pop a drop down there. And I'm putting the cap back on because I don't want to have an entire thing that I can't use. And then we're just going to pop him on just like that. Alright, and if you wanted to, you could go ahead and decorate your envelope. Go ahead and pop on, actually, let's go ahead and do that. Why not? Alright, so I've got the little birdcage. And let's go ahead and grab that Flirty Flamingo marker. This is another way that you can use your markers. You can actually color your stamps with them. It's not going to give you as solid a result. It's going to be a little bit more washed out. I'm going to huff on it, and I always like to stamp in like this corner right over here. So you've got your return address, the stamp, and then I stamp over here. So there we go. And you can kind of see it's a little blotchy, and you can kind of, I don't know how well you can see, like up around here the ink's kind of like smooshed over a little bit, but I'm okay with that look. That's the look that you kind of expect when you are doing a marker stamp. All right. Total issue there. All right, so there we go. There are our matching card and envelope. Isn't that just so much fun? And don't you know someone who's going to love to get a card like this in the mail? In fact, I think I need to send this out to someone I care about. I've got a few to choose from, so we'll see who ends up with it. I'm gonna have to, like, I don't know, put names in a basket or something and pull one out. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please remember to like and subscribe. For those of you who keep coming back and watching my videos, thank you so much. I love seeing you guys come back. It really inspires me to continue doing my work. And if you have any Stampin' Up! Products that you want to see me demo, leave a comment for me, something, contact me somehow, and I'll see what I can do. We've got a lot of new products that are going to be coming out in the annual catalog. I've got some pre-order, and the pre-order that I have in is one that you can actually pre-order starting, I believe, May 1st. So stay tuned for that. It's really exciting. Some of the new in colors. Yay! Anyway, off topic. Remember, a list of the products I use can be found in the coordinating blog post on my website. The description, or the link is in the description bar below over to that. I was trying to do the products in the description bar, and I just find that it's easier and I feel better if you just go over to my website and then you can click on the shop now button if there's anything that you want to purchase. And I feel better sending you there than, you know, possibly not linking something correctly and then having you end up God knows where on the interwebs, and I don't want to be responsible for that. So alright, yeah, the links to my online store are over on my blog as well as down below too in the description bar. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. The links are in the description bar as well. Facebook, I do a lot of last minute heads up sort of stuff, kind of keeping you aware of what's going on in the Stampin' Up! World in more of a real-time sort of format, and I do Facebook Fridays live every Friday around 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's not every Friday, but it's most of them. It's the majority of them. And Instagram, I do a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, so if you want to head over there and follow me on that, you can do that too. Alright, that is it for today. Until next time, happy crafting! Bye!